If you remember my previous video on the Himalayan rock salt and need further proof of our realm's much larger biology hidden all around us in plain sight, then take a look at this video. It's not just seeing the faces on the mountains or small rocks resembling flesh. It goes much bigger than that.
Biogeology, the study of petrified fragments of giants. Now these are theories, but not an exact science. Could have this been the inside of a digestive system of a giant? Now, as you can see the diagram that I did bring up, and you can see the circular folds, and you can also see how identical they look. Now, could have this been the entrance of the large intestine as shown in the diagram up above? Now, if you look at the diagram of the large intestine up above, and to your left you see the cave wall, you can see the identical similarities to both of them. Now, could this cave just have been a digestive tract of a giant? Now, according to research, these so-called rocks have a composition of venous blood, which is a purple blood and has composition of iron, and on the back side of this rock you can see the uncanny flesh look to this rock. Now take a look at this trabecular bone and compare it to this. Now you can see the similarities to the trabecular bone. Now you can see a good example of this Swiss cheese looking trabecular bone, and in the channels you can see the red iron ore, and you might think this is just earth packed in from flooding. But if you look at this larger example, you can see that this is not earth, this is actual iron ore coming out of this trabecular bone. Now, could this be here, the fragments of giants scattered all over? Now, as we get closer, you can see the different tissue of the surface of these so-called rocks. Now, again, here I've added more examples of tissues just to show the different similarities to these so-called rocks. Now, this rock has the uncanny look of a lung, and if you look closely you can see all the ventricles that would be visible in a lung. Now here is a diagram up above like that. You can see the different type of ventricles. Now just by looking at the lung diagrams and looking at the so-called stone, you tell me there's not a possibility this can be true. Now, like I said before, this is all theory, but after seeing this video you'll probably never look at a rock the same. But could there be some truth in this theory?
Look at that. So look like flesh though, right? That's Himalayan salt. By the way, Himalayan. Anyway, it don't even come from the Himalayas. Surprise! No Himalayan salt. It's mined in the Himalayas. Alright? It's come from a bunch of diverse places. Now, the giants that they're talking about, because these things got the composition of freaking us, you know, mineral dense. You get what I'm saying? It has high something in it that makes it not really good for us. But could it be that we're old giants flesh? Now, by giants, they really mean titans. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to separate the two, because giants are giants of all different sizes in the Bible. You know, they come from huge, unbelievable Godzilla size to, you know, just like 12 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet. Goliath was probably like 20 feet. You know, that's not crazy in the scope of some of these dudes were titans, like Pacific Rim. The movies Pacific Rim, when they're fighting titans and they gotta get these big old machines to fight these things. Yeah. So that's the stuff that they feel like they're mining, the petrified remains of these giants that passed away during the floods, and you know, this and that and the third. You can look in the book of Daniel. Was it Daniel? No, Joshua. Is it Joshua? Joshua was the predecessor of, not predecessor, whatever. He came after Moses. He took over Moses' job after Moses passed away, right? When they went, but before Moses passed away, he sent them into the promised land to scope things out. When they came back, to make a long story short, it was about 40 days. They went back, came back with the, you know, with the story that they had seen Titans. They called them giants, but they was like, yo, we're like grasshoppers to them, and they like grasshoppers to us when they see us. Like, yo. So if just picture you standing up, if you 6 foot or whatnot, what would a grasshopper be to you? To destroy something of that magnitude, that's huge. That's huge. You step on grasshoppers. Some of y'all eat grasshoppers. Y'all pick these things up. They this big. You know what I'm saying? A grasshopper's this big. Now, how many of those do you think it take to destroy you? It'll need to be, what, 20,000 of them that I can't just, and they gotta just keep coming. And we don't fly. They only at the ankle, so they like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Raid, like whatever. Like they basically like we bugs to them. That's how big they are. Now imagine, right? Then you can look in the book of Enoch. First Enoch 7:21 describes fallen angels, watchers, taking humans, wives, and giving birth to great giants. The Bible talks about these things. It's Enoch, Jubilees, Genesis. Like I said, Joshua, Deuteronomy, Amos. Like all of these scriptures speak of big beings. Some of them were large, some of them were titans. But hey, you don't gotta believe me because this ain't my words. This is God's word. Don't argue with me. Argue with God. It's your boy, Mr. Israelite. You might be eating Himalayan giants, all right? In Israel life.